please retweet and share the product so everybody can come in here because most of you, everybody follows each other. So I really do appreciate that. So, Alex, your thoughts? Aleister Black, Tommaso Ciampa. Looks like Ciampa is going away from Johnny Gargano for the moment. Your thoughts? And thank you, Budweiser. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I just like the idea of seeing something different. I think that Ciampa's win got him much needed steam to, get himself in the title picture as a top heel to go against Black. So I think, yes, what you said it earlier today, like with Gargano kind of coming back to do this full circle story. For now, I'm just going to enjoy what I'm going to see between Black and Ciampa. Like Dave said, like the stuff that he's doing on Twitter is absolutely amazing. And I would love to see Ciampa take it. I mean, he's the best heel you've got going on on that roster, if not the main roster. So go for it.
No, I agree with that. Speaking of Gargano, he did have a promo last night. He did talk about how he's not done with Ciampa. I'm sure a lot of people are excited to hear about that, but he said he's not done with Ciampa. He still wants to get his revenge, and he says as he sees it, they're still 1-1. Now, William Regal tweeted out that he wants it, he thinks it would be, good for Gargano to move on. So next week, everybody, we get the match that I thought we would possibly see someone get involved in at TakeOver is EC3 taking on Johnny Gargano next week on NXT. So that is very true, Bobruski. I'm very excited to see how they play that match out, especially since Gargano is looking at other things and maybe they give the win to EC3. Any thoughts on that, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, since EC3's like come to NXT, I've kind of said like his in-ring style is more for the main roster, so I haven't seen a great match out of him. I like his match with Ono, but he's in there with Gargano, so I think it's going to be a really fun match to watch. So, yeah, we'll see.
This possibly will be, I would think, other than, it's can't really compare it to the ladder match, but probably his best match on NXT. I could be wrong. Dave, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. I mean, he could win, but I think he's going to lose, actually, because I think he's going to be so obsessed with wanting this rematch in Ciampa, or he could just go out there and squash EC3 and destroy him in like 30 seconds. Say, I want Ciampa.
I hope not. I hope not.
I know. I don't either. But I'm just saying, I could see them going that way, where he goes out there and just dominates EC3 and says, I want Ciampa. Or Ciampa. I want Tommaso Ciampa. I want him. And he puts him in that Gargano lock, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, I could see something like that. I hope it's a good match, competitive, but I just don't see EC3 winning.
And that's what sucks, because EC3's not really been doing much since coming. I know he just got here, but to take another a loss, I don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much at all.
And this what really hurts NXT, being only an hour show. You ain't got enough time for all this talent you have.
And when you do EC3, he's gonna probably. I think Gargano wins next week.
Well, we'll have some more. I don't mean to interrupt you, but we'll have more NXT news to touch on Saturday. Okay. A lot of rumors, NXT rumors, are going around town, so we'll be touching more on that on Saturday.
Really.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that. And look at tonight's main event. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to say it went about 20 minutes, or last night. It went about 20 minutes long, and you're only a 50-minute show. And one match goes about 20 minutes, close to it anyway. And, I mean, that takes up about half your show when it's only a 50-minute show.
Yeah. It sucks that it is only an hour, but, is Gargano a face? Yes. Is EC3 a heel? I'm not really sure. I would assume so, but he is very in between right now. But I think he's more of a heel if I would think about it. But we've been saying on this show that NXT needs to be a little bit longer because a lot of guys are not able to be on the show. But if you do think about it, they do pretty well what they do with the amount of time that they do have. But hey, you got to give them credit when they don't know what they want to do with someone at the moment, like an EC3. It's not like they just kick him off TV. He's actually still there wrestling. Same thing with another guy we're about to talk about next, but it just seems like I'm very interested to see what they do with this EC3 and Gargano match because it's just oddly he just picks EC3 out of all the people to go up against. You guys hear that Meltzer said that Vince making Lesnar look like a piece of We're gonna touch on that all week. Yes, we're gonna touch on that on Saturday, my friend. Oh yeah. So, anything else, Dave?
Other than NXT needs to be longer. I mean, nothing yet. We can go on to the next part.
All right, so the next part I was going to talk to you guys about is I did play Kona Reeves' theme song, The Finest, because he did have a match last night. I know about maybe a month or so ago, they kind of showcased him on NXT about around the time that they came here live. They showcased him on NXT, and then they kind of just kept him off TV for a little while. But he was back again last night, had a face against a local jobber, of course, and he gets the win. Dave, do you see any potential in Kona Reeves?
I mean, I'm sure he's good. And I mean, I didn't really see much in Velveteen Dream either, so. I mean, but to me, Keanu Reeves, what the hell his name is, he just does not interest me at all. And he is not excellent.
He's not excellent. He's not the finest. Okay. All right. What about you, Alex?
That was a villain.
Red Sox fans is terrible.
I mean, like, he's been on NXT, like, matches here and there for, I think, a good amount of the last 2 years. So, nothing. I mean, as of right now, like Dave said, like, I think a lot of people were low on the Velveteen Dream before that takeover match with Black. Never say never, but this right now, no, I see nothing in it. I hate his finisher. It looks like a box.
Yeah, I was gonna tweet that earlier today because I watched NXT today. I was gonna say if they have anything in line for that man, he needs a new finisher because that finisher is about the weakest finisher I've ever seen a wrestler have. It looks like a regular move.
Hey, let's go back a few years in time. John Cena. Fireman's Carry Slam. That's his finisher. So
it looks like just a botched Samoan drop, and I know it's not that, but it just looks like a botched move. So I don't get invested in it. But he's a big guy, Samoan. They're gonna push him.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because it's almost like he tried to do almost a version of like a flapjack off his shoulders in a way, but it's like
something, yeah.
Is it worse than the Superman punch? Yes, it's worse than the Superman punch.
Hey,
now here's my question to you guys, because when I looked up the song on YouTube, I looked at the comments. I was just curious to see what people thought of the theme song, and I was looking at the comments, and a lot of people, for some odd reason, his name never popped into my head. But did he like relate or remind you of John Morrison at all?
No.
Because of the hair?
Maybe the hair, but it would seem like a lot of people. That was what the people in the comments section were saying. John Morrison.
That's a little bit reaching. I mean, you can say the gimmick in a little sense, just how it looks, maybe, but that did not come to me at all.
I think he's going to be a. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say, Kona Reeves is just WWE's, like, 700,000th narcissistic gimmick, like, when they have nothing else for you, so, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's just going to be another failed character in an attempt at, look at Tyler Breeze said he had so many different spots, and the other week or so ago, we were watching an old video with Alexa Bliss and Dash or Wilder, whichever one it was. But, yeah, I mean, yeah. It's just a failed gimmick. It's going to be, I think.
Samoan faction coming soon, you think? All right, we'll see. So after that, we had a recap of them showing Trenton Seven and Tyler Bate winning the tag team titles. Before we move on from that, I just want to say this. I hope they make Seven and Bate a permanent tag team on the NXT roster. Most likely they won't, but I hope they do.
Oh, man.
And I hope they draw this feud out. I don't know if they can, because I'm not really sure how far along Brooklyn Takeover is, but I want to see these four, Undisputed Era and Trent Seven and Tyler Mustache Mountain, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Tag team match, man. Oh, man, that's what I want to say. I want to see that.
Yep.
Hey, I understand that, but I think if Mustache Mountain is going to stay together, it's going to be for the NXT UK division.
More than likely, yes. And Someone put in the chat, Tyler Bate is so good. Yes, he is. And to imagine that WWE currently has two probably future stars, if not already stars, on their hands with Velveteen Dream, who's only 21 himself, and Tyler Bate as well, who's 21. So,
Jesus.
I mean, and the sky is the limit for these guys. And I mean, Tyler Bate is, you forget, especially me, I hadn't seen him wrestle in some time. And other than when I saw them at Access, and you forget how good that man is. Some of the moves he pulls off are pretty unbelievable.
Tyler Bate has gotten better since when we met him in the first UK tournament. And like you said, he's so young.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy how good he is at such a young age.
It's crazy that, you know who trained Tyler Bate?
Two people.
Pete Dunne.
And Trent Seven.
Yeah, Pete Dunne's like 3 years older than Tyler Bate.
Yep.
All right, let me just block these weirdos on. You can go join your bed in the Blockville. He makes that silly fake out punch look good. Dude, Seven, when he does those chops and the chops and the chops, and then he did the fake and he did the DDT, I love that, man. Like, I love that type of stuff that they do. That's why I hope they show them more on NXT. I hope in WWE they all 205 guys. What the hell are you talking about? All right, so next we had Candice LeRae versus Lacey Evans. Pretty solid match between the two. After the match, they had a post-match interview with Candice LeRae, and she's pretty much saying that she's letting Gargano do his own thing, and she's concentrating more on herself and looking more at the NXT Women's title. So, Dave, we'll go with you first. Your thoughts on the match, and are you looking forward to a possible feud between her and Shayna Baszler?
Man, I mean, I thought this was a really good match. One thing I hate what the WWE did, I was really digging her old song, which is Lacey Evans. They changed it on us. I'm like, man, I love the old song so much better. It's like they took I love the lyrics in it. It just fit her perfectly. Maybe it seemed too much like a face music, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know. I just enjoyed her music. Lacey Evans is a star to me anyway. But yeah, I mean, her and Candice killed it, and that moonsault Candice hit was like holy. It was like poetry in motion.
Yep.
That finisher was nice. That made me go wow. I was watching it all. Wow, that was a nice little finish there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the height she got was amazing. But you asked me about Candice and Baszler, and I think Candice is the perfect opponent for her because she has played that underdog role so much and so well. To me, this is a perfect match for Brooklyn.
I know it's early, and I know this possibly might not even be the match, but do you think Candice LeRae pulls off the victory over Shayna Baszler if they do have a match?
No.
Not right away, though, but if this happens at Brooklyn, this title match, the crowd's going to be so behind Candice LeRae so much, and it's going to be like, wow, they're going to, babyface chasing a heel always works, and if you want to do it later on down the line, too, you could have another match with them.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? Your thoughts on the match and Candice LeRae possible feud with Shayna Baszler?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a good match. I mean, it's good to see that, like Ciampa today, like Candice LeRae's kind of moving out of that Gargano-Ciampa feud, and, they're booking her for her career there. So it was a good match. Lacey Evans keeps getting better and better in my eyes. I think she's gonna be a top heel down the road for sure. And yeah, like you two said, I love the Lion Salt finisher that she's using now. It's something different to see, like back in the day, like back when Lita was throwing out moonsaults as her finisher. So it was nice.
Yeah, you don't see too many female wrestlers using a moonsault, at least in the WWE.
Right. I mean, of course, and then there's one who just does it in every match. Woo!
Well, okay, maybe.
Hey, Jody Mania, what's up?
I'm not.
But to me, Charlotte, really quick, to me, Charlotte's moonsault don't come out as crisp and like they should, or as good looking good. They look really awful to me. Her moonsaults do, but Candice LeRae's moonsault looked perfect.
Yeah, it was very smooth.
But no, yeah, I mean, it's definitely something fun for Baszler. Like you said, at Brooklyn, like Candice LeRae's that perfect baby face, and the crowd's gonna be behind Baszler's gonna be a great heel. So I don't think she's gonna do it. I do think Kairi Sane is gonna take it to Baszler.
Okay, all right. Speaking of Kairi Sane, we had a interview with Vanessa Bourne, and it looks like she has her eyes on Kairi Sane. What are your thoughts on that, Alex?
Good God, Vanessa Bourne is gorgeous. But actual thoughts. No, I mean it's something for both of them to do. I mean, Vanessa Bourne hasn't really been wrestled much, as far as I know, on NXT. So gives her something, gives Kairi something. But yeah, I don't think she's. I can see it being like a TV series like Kairi had with Evans, but I see Kairi like coming out on top with this.
All right, what about you, Dave?
Unfortunately, I agree. I think Kyrie's probably going to win it. It could lead to Kairi versus Shayna Baszler in Brooklyn over Candice LeRae. Yeah, it's possible. But I'm a fan of Vanessa Bourne as well. So, I mean, it's kind of like your favorites almost, they're never going to do anything what you want to see, which you guys are really high on Bianca Belair. But, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, I guess. I'm not really a big Kairi Sane fan, though. I'm really not. She isn't really doing anything for me.
Don't worry, man. Io Shirai's coming. You'll be happy.
A triple threat casket match happened on Lucha Underground last night.
What's up all these casket matches from Lucha and Impact?
I don't know. So the Mustache Mountain were going to face, I don't know who, but local opponents again, and all out of nowhere, Strong with a flying knee to the face. Dude, that was fucking awesome, man. He came out of nowhere and just kneed those fools in the face. And Undisputed Era beat the hell out of them, and then we're going to basically beat the hell out of Mustache Mountain. So Ricochet, of all people, makes the save, and we had a 6-man tag match to main event NXT last night, which was Mustache Mountain and Ricochet taking on the Undisputed Era. And my goodness gracious, folks, we may possibly see. Get your seatbelts ready, because we might see Ricochet versus Adam Cole for the North American title.
Yeah.
TakeOver. It's definitely possible, because you would have to think that would be the next feud coming up. Looks like Ricochet is moving on from Velveteen Dream. Awesome main event last night. It was, man, I don't know how the hell does Ricochet land that 630 splash? That is amazing.
630.
Go ahead.
And when he did the flip to counter the Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly tag team.
Oh,
my God.
That was sweet, yes. And then we ended up with Undisputed Era getting the win after the 630 splash to Cole. Ricochet covers, but Kyle pulls Cole away. And the look on Kyle O'Reilly's face when he pulled Cole's foot and Ricochet looked at him, man, that was great, man. That was fantastic. You think Vince lets them do that on main Raw? I don't know, man. I'm scared. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm scared to have Vince touch any of these guys on NXT.
Honestly, I'm scared for Ricochet. I'm scared. I definitely think Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Roddy aren't going to amount to much. And even Adam Cole, he's a star, but his size scares me. Like a lot of these guys.
These guys need to stay in NXT so we can see matches like this. I absolutely agree. Ricochet suicide dives on the Kyle and beats him down, but Strong gets him and lands it in a heartache on the apron. That looked brutal.
Yeah.
Throws him back into the ring. Cole covers him, and they get the 1, 2, 3. Undisputed Era gets the win. And a awesome main event. I know I said awesome about 10 times already, but I can't clarify how awesome this main event was. I would definitely go back and 100% tell you guys to watch it. Your thoughts of the main event last night of NXT?
Hey, you said it great. It was an awesome main event, and it was a really fun match. And this is the kind of stuff you want to see from the Undisputed Era, or if you want to call them the kind of like the Bullet Club ripoff a little bit, how they're doing all this. But, I mean, Or you guys didn't compare them to the NWO a little bit, but I mean,
oh man,
yeah, it was fun.
I was gonna say that, but I thought I would get heat for that. Undisputed Era reminds me a lot of the NWO.
I mean, look at how they do their promos, their music, everything.
I was gonna say that because I was thinking that today when they won. I was like, "What? Do you know they remind me a lot of the NWO?" I mean, it's just the way they handle themselves and the way they talk. It's them against NXT. You know,
also they're the coolest thing in NXT. Like that whole crowd was undisputed.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that, but I figured I'd get a lot of heat for saying that. I didn't think you guys would agree with me at all, but it's kind of crazy that they've said that. So
yeah, I mean, you can definitely see similarities, and except not Kyle O'Reilly, but so I guess O'Reilly and Strong would be Hall and Nash, and that makes Adam Cole Hulk Hogan,
and Bobby Fish is X-Pac.
I guess.
I don't know, man. You can't compare them as wrestlers, as a group, as what they do in the ring, as their promos, as it's NXT versus Undisputed Era. That's what I mean. That's why I say they're NWO like, not because of their star power or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely not Harlem.
Yeah, they definitely just remind me.
Yeah, definitely not.
So, Alex, what about you?
Tony, were you able to see the UK NXT show this week?
I haven't. I was gonna watch it actually this weekend.
Okay, so we'll talk about it Saturday, right? Because that was really good.
Yeah, we definitely will be touching it on Saturday. The UK shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely watched them. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, Undisputed and Mustache Mountain had a great match earlier this week on the NXT UK thing. So it was expected. I mean, you add in Adam Cole and Ricochet, and just like you guys said, we're getting some amazing matches between these two. I completely agree with you too. I would love to see just continuous wars between British Strong Style and Undisputed. It's a lot of fun, and now there's something to invest in. Undisputed dropped the belt, so now there's kind of back and forth. So yeah, it's a great match, and obviously I'm excited to see if they push for Ricochet versus Adam Cole. Adam Cole got the pin on Ricochet after that brutal apron spot. So yeah, Brooklyn is we got Ciampa versus Black, possibly Gargano, maybe might fight EC3. We don't know. And this match, so should be some fun stuff.
Right, and listen, guys. The comparison is not the star power. I get it.
Yeah, you guys are really overreading this. Like, we're not talking about impact in wrestling. We're just talking about how they're.
Wait, there he's gone again. Uh-oh.
What?
Tony's gone.
I think he hit mute on his microphone.
No, it's like he's not even in here. It's just me and you.
Yeah, my Periscope feed. But yeah, dude, they're overreading it. So we're just saying how they're booked.
Yeah, I know these people are crazy.
Yeah, no, dude. No one. I don't think there's any stable, like even Evolution. Like
there we go. Skill-wise, Undisputed Era is much better, but they lack the star power. I understand. You mean the rip-off?
We're not saying that, yeah.
I'm not saying that. We get it. The star power is non-comparable. We get that. Hulk Hogan, yes, we get that. But I'm just saying the similarities of how they act, it's there.
Look at how they have their music playing in the back. Like the style is like an NWO style. We're not talking about their impact on wrestling, just how they.
Yeah. Nothing ever will ever top Hogan's heel turn. Nothing will ever top that ever again. You'll never see anything like that.
Nothing will ever top the NWO. NWO is probably better than DX to most people. And, after a while, NWO got kind of silly. But, for the most part, NWO is the landmark of the wrestling, and they'll always be remembered forever. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying that they are better than the NWO. I'm not even saying they're on the same fucking level. I'm just saying that they remind me. They have that little bit of a NWO-esque to them. Brood was my favorite group in WWE.
Brood is awesome.
Okay, all right. Which Brood though? Because there was two different Broods. There was the one with the Hardys, and then the one.
No, Gangrel and ENC, definitely.
Okay.
Not with Mike.
Oh, well, yeah. I want to after we finish the Impact Rich show, I want to touch a little bit on something else that I watched today as well. Who the fuck remembers the New Brood? Well, hey, I'm just saying, bro. All right, so let's go to the ratings for NXT. Oh yes, yes, and hey, can everybody give a round of applause to Lars Sullivan for wrestling a pretty good main event, or not a main event, co-main event against Aleister Black with a broken damn jaw and absolutely toughness. I can't imagine how that felt. I mean, by God. Anything that you guys want to say about that before we go to the ratings?
I mean, we talked about it earlier, right? Like I've been saying before this match, he's not long for NXT. So with this injury, like you said, we can see him at the Royal Rumble.
How long is usually someone with a broken jaw out for?
About 3 to 6 months. I mean, Dash Wild, one of the Revival, was out for about 5. So yeah, I think Rumble could be a good timetable.
Okay. What about you, Dave?
One tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, Dr. Alex. That's what he's here for, man. That's why we got him. Well, some of the reasons why we got him. You know, Undertaker. Him being an Undertaker fan kind of hurts the resume a little bit, but it's all good. So let's go with the ratings. We'll go with you first, Dave. And on 1 through 5, what would you give NXT last night?
Oh man, that's tough because the other 2 NXT shows or UK shows we got were pretty damn amazing compared to this. So I mean, I'm not really comparing that because it's hard not to after watching those for 2 days. But I mean, I thought it was compared to Raw and SmackDown even tonight, I think it was better than both shows, wrestling-wise. But yes, some people like storyline, but I'll give it a 4.
4, okay. Dave? I'm sorry, Alex?
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 4. It was really enjoyable.
Wow, I think I'm gonna do my first ever 5. I'm giving NXT tonight a 5. Last night a 5. To me, NXT last night all around was a fantastic show from beginning to end. I wasn't bored with anything they had last night. Not a biased fan. Shut the fuck up. I just really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the NXT last night. It was better than since we started doing these shows. That was probably the best NXT show that they've had.
And once again, better than SmackDown and Raw.
And I just think that if I'm entertained throughout the whole show, there's not one time that I'm like.
Well, it's not fair to compare either because it's 1 hour against 3 hours and 2 hours.
But still, you know, sometimes NXT these shows are still not that great. I mean, since we've started doing these, we've never given it a 5. I don't think any of us have given NXT a 5. I don't think it's been given a 4 even. I think it's been given a lot of 3s, 3.5s. We've always said it's been a solid show, but you know, it was this or it was that or you know something happened or it was for a while it was the Gargano and Ciampa was the reason why NXT wasn't that great. And now that it seems like they're moving on, things are picking up. So
I think the Keanu Reeves stuff was whatever the hell his name is.
But see, I don't have anything against him.
I don't understand. That's fine. Yeah, I was just saying for me, that really was kind of boring to me. I didn't really care for it.
But I'm just curious to see what they have in store for him because he does get a little bit of some heat. I'm not saying that he gets Ciampa heat, but he gets a little bit of the heat. But it's curious to see what they have in line for him. NXT has lots of star power again, so it's really good. Exactly, I agree with you. All right, so let's move on to Impact on Pop.
Oh, brother.
When I saw who was starting the show, I knew things weren't looking good. And I haven't had Mr. Bobarooski even tweet me to rub it in my face that Madison Rayne was opening up Impact.
Oh yeah.
Well, she opened up Impact. and I don't give a fuck what she said. It was just nails on the chalkboard. When she talks, it was like I wanted to mute the damn TV. Basically, how she's gonna beat Su Yung and blah blah blah, and ends up Tessa Blanchard comes down, interrupts her, throws a nice little promo on her, and then they end up saying that they're gonna have the match, and I'm like, okay, Tessa Blanchard, Madison Rayne, okay, fine, they're gonna have a match, but then they say that it's gonna be the main event. Wow, the main event of Impact was Madison Rayne versus Tessa Blanchard. Alex, your thoughts of the opening of Impact on Pop?
So I watched Impact like maybe 30 minutes in, so all I read from the group chat is, my God, this opening was terrible. This opening was terrible. I didn't know who they were talking about, so I turned it on, and Madison Rayne came out, and she spoke on the mic, and then I understood everything. Oh man, she is, as far as I'm concerned, and I know it's not fair of me to say that I didn't know when she's with beautiful people. She really just comes across as a poor woman's Nikki Bella, and that's as low as you can get to me. So, yeah, and I guess we'll talk about the main event. So I'll leave it for that. I like Tessa's heel work. I mean, cool. She jacked as fuck. Yeah.
They do get the Impact does get the rating fingers. Yes, it does. Dave, your thoughts of the opening of Impact on Pop?
Oh man, this is so bad. It was just terrible. I was like, oh man, why? And then you know what? Tessa Blanchard came out and saved it because man, you know what? We talk about how Alexa Bliss is a good talker, but she just talked. It doesn't feel like she's cutting up. When Alexa Bliss talks, she doesn't feel like she's cutting a promo. You know, when Samoa Joe talks, he feels like he's cutting a promo, an old school promo. Like tonight, Tessa Blanchard basically went out there and cut a promo. Like, you know who I am, where I was born into this. I mean, that was like a perfect promo right there. I don't think anyone cuts a promo like Tessa Blanchard, like female-wise.
It definitely brings a different type of passion when she talks about, or when she does her promos, that's for sure.
Yeah, she brings a cool promo feel to it when she talks, and I love it. Like when you go back, and if anyone watches any of the old NWA stuff, it kind of reminds you of that when she cuts those promos. That's what I get drawn back to. Other than that, that was the best part of the whole little thing right there.
I would not say, the one thing I disagree with you is that she saved the segment, because I don't think Hulk Hogan or God himself could have saved the opening segment of Impact on Pop tonight. So next, Next we had Pentagon and Sami Callihan having a match at I forgot where they were, but it was not at the Impact Arena. Hey, what's up, Isaac Garcia? How you doing? I'm not sure what you're doing, but if you keep doing those stupid emos, I'm gonna block you. Ends up OVE and Sami Callihan attack Pentagon, which then leads to Pentagon challenging Sami Callihan at Slammiversary. It's going to be mask versus hair. I'm going to touch on that, Martinez, because on matches that are good, we'll go in depth on. Your thoughts on Pentagon and Sami Zayn hair versus mask match at Slammiversary, Alex?
We're in AAA zone right now. But no, I mean, you know, like it's crazy, like how many, like I think it's safe to say all of Twitter tries to draw parallels between Gargano, Ciampa, and Callihan and Edwards, but to see Sami out, like actually away from the Eddie Edwards feud and like him actually just being a heel, this Sami I like more. So I like what I'm seeing between him and Pentagon. So yeah, I'm excited. As long as
did I say Zayn or did he say Zayn? Did I say Zayn? Did I say Zayn? If I said Zayn,
I said Zayn maybe. But yeah, Callihan. And yeah, so I'm excited that Callihan is doing something outside of the Edwards feud. I think it just got to the point where it's bringing both of them down for me. And yeah, I'm excited to see it.
I did like how they made it seem like they did have like a promo with Sami Callihan to just make sure everybody knows that his long hair means the world to me and to him.
Yeah, it's just hair.
Yes,
It's just
I
hair.
play Fortnite. How the hell does I have? Is that? Oh my God! Is that what's his name? Go ahead. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Like when you hear mass. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. When you hear mass versus hair, you're like, oh, really? I mean, so it was like when you hear hair versus hair, it's like, it's like, we've seen it a lot in the old days, but I mean, it's something different, I guess, for today because you really don't see it anymore. But I mean, I'm sure it'll be a great match. But it's just for Sammy. I mean, it's just hair. I mean, he can cut and grow it back. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just your hair. To me, it's not the same significance as the Lucha Libre mask. It's just not. It's just hair.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Matt Sydal took on Desmond Xavier, in a one-on-one match. Your thoughts? Which it did lead to Brian Cage coming out, and Congo Kong. Looks like those two are going to be having a match possibly at Slammiversary as well. And I'm not really sure what they're going to be really doing with Desmond Xavier and Matt Sydal. They haven't really had a clear picture for them two as well either. Your thoughts, Dave, on the match? Because I know you're a big Desmond Xavier fan. What did you think?
I like Desmond. I mean, he's good. I mean, but I don't think he showed his best work tonight. They didn't get much time, but I mean, I think they could have had a better match than what they did. I didn't think it was a great match either. I still would prefer to see Matt Sydal to hitting the shooting star press than that little move he does now with a pin. But I mean, yeah, and the whole Cage. You know what's wrong with Cage right now is he would have seen Congo Kong coming if he would have had his third eye open.
That's very true. Alex, your thoughts?
I'm sorry, guys. Ever since watching his Redemption, I've yet to see a good Matt Sydal match. Like a really good Matt Sydal. The reason why I say this is because he was funny on WWE, but I saw him in the Indies, like PWG, and he was tearing it down. And his matches have kind of just been underwhelming. I don't know if it's because of how they book it, but tonight was kind of the same with him and Xavier. So nothing else really to say.
Are you Argentina? No, not Argentina. No. Okay. So not very good comments or reactions from the Sydal and Xavier match. I thought this match was going to be a lot better than I thought it was actually because you think when you see Matt Sydal versus Desmond Xavier, automatically you're thinking, okay, this is going to be a high-flying spot fest. Yeah, sure, but it should be a pretty good match, and it just kind of was underwhelming. We had two debuts tonight. We had Desi Hit Squad debut in a tag team match against Z&E. Z&A. What is their name? Z&E, right? Z&E. DJ Z and Adam Everett. Adam Everett, right? Am I saying his right name? Adam Everett?
Andrew Everett.
I knew it was wrong. Andrew Everett, excuse me. Now, they seem like Desi Hit Squad is a big deal. I'm not very sure. I've never really even heard of them. Alex, do you know anything about them at all? I know you're more of the guy that watches wrestling around the world. So do you know anything about them? Claire, to you, any info about them?
I thought you were asking me because we're all brown, so you figured
No.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay, guys. How many brown wrestlers out there? No, I'm joking. I know Gama Singh, obviously. Do you guys know who Gama Singh is?
No. I'm sorry?
Do you guys know who Gama Singh is?
I've never heard of any of these people.
Oh, he's a huge Canadian throwback, man. I mean, he trained with the Hearts. He was in Stampede, a big, obviously in the territory days, he was a big proponent of Stampede wrestling. So there's some wrestling, thing there. It's nothing mainstream, but that's how people know him. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea about them. I think Rohit was actually on RJ's podcast, and he was on the show a few weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, it's a new tag team. They look good. I don't know what's up with T&E, but it's a new tag team, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Dave?
Yeah, now, who... Do you know their manager, or who that guy is? Is that who you were talking about before? The manager of the guys was the guy from Canada, or is that the guy who was in the match?
He's a manager.
Thomas Singh, yeah, he's the manager.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought the match was a pretty good match. Speaking of high spots, you got him in this match. I mean, Andrew Everett or Adam Everett, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, I mean, he does those crazy shooting star presses off the rope. So yeah, I mean,
he's insane in the air, man. Andrew Everett is insane.
Yeah, he is. He's really fun to watch. I mean, those Young Buck style moves they like to do are pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, man, and the finish. I thought the finish was kind of cool. I liked how they ended the match with kind of like we've said this before. The manager is a lost art in professional wrestling today, at least on TV. Or you see from WWE, and I like the spot where he's up on the apron and distracting the ref. I like that because it's kind of old school heel tag team tactics.
Oh, by the way, random trivia. Do you know who Gama Singh's nephew is?
Martinez, you're right. He does. I have no idea. Is it the Singh brothers?
No, but you can move on to the next Indian guy.
It's Jinder Mahal?
Yeah, Jinder was trained by Gama, and he's his nephew.
Oh, wow.
Random shit.
Well, I'll be dead.
Small world.
Next, we had Eddie Edwards go to Philadelphia to track down Tommy Dreamer. We had Eddie Edwards beat the shit out of Tommy Dreamer. Don't know what the hell this is leading to because it did have Moose come out after the beatdown to confront Eddie Edwards, where he did tell Moose to, in his words, leave me the fuck alone. Not sure what is next with Eddie Edwards. It seems right now.
Oh, I think it's obvious.
They're moving on from Sami Callihan, but, it seems like that's always in the mix. Your thoughts, Alex, of the Eddie Edwards and the whole beatdown segment?
Man, I mean, when you split Callahan and Edwards apart, like I said earlier, I saw Callahan as a heel with the Pentagon. I liked it. Again, Edwards' acting is just god-awful. You can have him put a screwdriver in someone's eye on live TV, but if he's screaming, Sammy! Sammy! While he's stabbing the guy, like, why should I care? Like, I don't buy into it, and I can see that. I hope they just drop and just turn back to face and forget this happened, but I guess not.
Yeah, and that doesn't look like that's actually going to happen anytime soon. Dave, your thoughts?
I mean, the shots he was giving Dreamer were pretty vicious, too. I was like, holy shit, but it does seem like that's where we're going at Slammiversary. Dreamer's going to be there next week. I mean, so yeah, I mean, at Impact. So, I mean, it seems like we're going to see Dreamer versus Callahan at Slammiversary. Yep. Or Callahan, sorry, I'm used to saying that. Dreamer versus Edwards, not Callahan.
Dreamer will get his ass up till the day he dies. Yep, absolutely. Quick yes or no question. Tommy Dreamer, Hall of Famer, yes or no?
Yeah. And what, ECW? Yes.
WWE.
Not in WE, but his ECW run, yeah.
Well, WWE technically owns ECW, so they can induct an ECW.
They haven't, though.
But they inducted comparing Sting and Tommy Dreamer, but Sting was exclusively WCW.
Yeah, and you can look at, like, the Dudleys, but they had a great WE career. So, I mean, other than that, those are the only people they've inducted that were in ECW,
Yeah, I mean, I think Tommy Dreamer should go in. I think he's done a lot for ECW, like what he meant during ECW.
Yeah, I agree. I think so should a lot of guys who are in ECW who contribute. Like, I don't think Sandman ever would, but Sandman,
the Blue Meanie.
Oh, Lord.
The Blue Meanie.
I don't know about all that, but like even Raven was a big part of ECW. Sabu, guys like that who were Taz possibly could go in. He has a decent relationship with WE, I think. He did do a special with them too. But yeah, I mean, So I mean, guys like that from ECW should definitely go in.
Yeah, we'll definitely see if he ever goes in. I would definitely like to see him go in. Now get to the nice little juicy part, which was to me the main event of Impact. We had the debut of Rich Swann. Rich Swann took on Trevor Lee tonight in the opening match of Impact. And this match is pretty damn good. Rich Swann with the win in his debut on Impact. They also announced that he will be in a fatal four-way match with King Phoenix, Johnny Impact. Who else? Your boy
Phoenix and
Home Soldiers.
Ishimori, yes, in a fatal four-way at Slammiversary. Thought the match was pretty good. Trevor Lee gets the loss. You know, that's my boy, but he gets the loss. So I'm upset, of course. But pretty good match. It was kind of weird seeing Rich Swann in the Impact the ring, but it was nice to see him back in the ring. Can only wish him the best. Dave, your thoughts of Swann versus Trevor Lee?
It was different. It really was different seeing him in an Impact ring. It was odd. It was really it was like, wow, this is kind of strange. But, I mean, it's weird because seeing that Swann was nowhere near the Cruiserweight or 205 Live Swann that we were seeing. I mean, this is like the Cruiserweight Classic Swann we were seeing right here because he was doing all kinds of crazy moves out there. I was like, holy crap. But, yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch. Trevor Lee is a nice little hand, I guess, so he's there to put over the XWE guy. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it looked good. It was kind of predictable. And next week, Swann's going to take on Ray Phoenix, so that should be really fun.
Ooh, damn.
And everybody's commenting on Rich Swann's hair. What did you think of Rich Swann's hair, Alex?
LeBron James, if you are listening to this and you want something to do with your hair, just do this, man. It'll make it easier.
Swann's hair is a tribute to Suzuki. That's what I was reading on Twitter. Is that true?
Yeah,
I mean, I see it else, but I don't really see that unless he actually said it.
Well, that's what Swann did. That link I sent you, Alex, that's what Swann was saying, that he even tagged the guy on his post about it. Like, yeah, he's a big fan of Suzuki, and that's why he did it like that.
Well, I mean, I think oh wait, Dave, are you done on this segment? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say I agree with you. Rich Swann, I mean, he looked good out here. I mean, I think the crowd recepted him pretty well, and Tony, I'm sorry, man, I don't know what they're doing with Trevor Lee. He's kind of just been either taking a loss.
He's a Finn Balor of Impact.
Yeah, he's kind of taking a loss as a tag team, taking a loss in singles, but hopefully we'll see something different for him because I do think he's impressive. Yeah, I'm excited for Swann. I think I'm definitely excited for that fatal four-way at Slammiversary. And yeah, I like the star look. I mean, it was good. And if you're telling me it was a trip to Suzuki-san, then yeah, my bias jumps up for him.
Well, I'm sorry, but Swann is in trouble next week. He's going against the Bone Soldier. Or at that fatal four-way, the Bone Soldier has to take that one.
Yeah, the Finn Balor of Impact. I mean, like, he's in Impact hell. Like, they don't know what to do with Trevor Lee. He's an underused talent on Impact, man. They don't know what they got with Trevor Lee. They just don't understand.
Quick question: Has Trevor Lee been doing that caveman?
Budweiser. That's a good point.
Was Trevor Lee doing this caveman like gimmick since he debuted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he needs a little bit of a change? He's kind of just there.
I think that's him. I think he's just a bland wrestler. I think that's what makes him different.
Yeah, he doesn't stand out.
He's not the stereotypical wrestler who shaves and oils himself down and tans and does that shit. He just doesn't give a fuck. He just likes to go in there and wrestles. He's a man.
Yeah, big difference.
Wrestler, you know what I mean?
Big difference between him and Swann, because Swann went out there with charisma. And how is he still allowed to use that same name, though? That's what I'm confused about. Is that his name that he owns?
Yeah. Yeah, if you own the name, yeah, WWE doesn't come up with the name. You own your own name. I don't even want to talk about the fucking main event because honestly, I didn't watch the main event. I did not watch Madison Rayne versus Tessa Blanchard because, for one, I knew Tessa Blanchard was going to lose. For two, I don't give two shits about Madison Rayne. Dave, your thoughts of the main event of Impact tonight?
It wasn't great. I mean, I've definitely seen worse matches. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping Tessa Blanchard was going to win to maybe throw a little wrench into the plans. But also, towards the end of the match, we seen the Su Yung and the bridesmaids come out there. So, I mean, and then Allie comes out with, like, nothing. I like Allie, and she's from Canada. That's what's even crazier. They didn't pop big for her anyway, but, I mean, man. Yeah, I mean, I like Allie, but, man, she needs to change, too. Speaking of people who need changes.
Yeah, at first I'm like... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this crap.
I see Su Yung coming out. I'm like, what the fuck? She's making the save. Now she's a face. And then, of course, they have the whole beatdown and shit. But, yeah. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but it kind of was just there. I think I was still recovering from that bad taste from Madison Rayne's promo. I was kind of fast-forwarding to catch up with you guys. So it was right there. And yeah, Tessa Blanchard gets... apparently, Madison Rayne has Tessa Blanchard's number, and it was a very underwhelming finish. I mean, it was a crucifix, not even a slam, just a fallback, and became a pin. And yeah, like Su Yung came out, but then Allie comes out, and you know when you watch like a beatdown, you're like, all right, someone's coming out. Like when Seth was getting beat down, Dean Ambrose came to save him when they were getting back. It was cool, like it was fun. Or even this week, Allie's music hit, and I gave, and I'm pretty sure the Impact crowd did not give a shit until she ran out. And it was such an underwhelming beatdown. Like, she just got in there, stood, took a step, stood, and then just started beating down the dead bridesmaids because they just stood there. And it was just, yeah, I agree. Allie, I've yet to see what's the hype about Allie. And
I told y'all, man. I've been saying this for months, man. I've been saying this for months about Allie, man. I've been saying this for months about her. I don't see what the hype is about Allie other than people think she's good looking. I don't think she does nothing in the ring. I know she's supposed to be that wrestler that doesn't know how to wrestle, but I don't see the hype. Everybody was behind her. I can see what the hype is about Rosemary, sure, but Allie, not so much. And Red Sox fan, I've criticized Alexa Bliss on Tuesday night show. Obviously, your fucking ass was not paying attention. So
you want to really quick?
Ahead.
You want to know what the hype between Allie is? A lot of people followed Cherry Bomb, and she came to Impact Wrestling, and they watched a lot of. She's had a lot of great matches as Cherry Bomb, not so much as Allie, but as Cherry Bomb. And that's what people are watching and like her because of the Cherry Bomb character, not because of Allie, obviously. And she needs a new change. I thought her stuff when she dressed up like Rosemary was really cool. But, I mean, she needs something different. She needs to come out and become Cherry Bomb because her gimmick was like she was a demon slayer or a vampire slayer or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly, but, yeah, she was some kind of – because she's a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, so she kind of took that and put it on her like as her gimmick as wrestling, but that's why people like Allie is because of Cherry Bomb.
Alex, the Red Sox fan is such an asshole, man. I swear. Yeah. So, all right, everybody, let's rate Impact tonight, everybody. This might get my worst rating Impact I've ever given it. Yes, Killer Cross, I believe, is next week. Oh, LAX segment. Yes. I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Bobaruski. Thank you, Red Sox fan. I'm gonna say, man, Eddie Kingston's my favorite character right now, other than Trevor Lee on Impact. He's plays that role so perfect as that little mob boss. More tensions going on with Conan and Kingston. Pretty much just, I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. That was the best segment of the night. Conan pretty much threatening Kingston. And it's looking like I don't want to say it's obvious, but it's looking like it's going to go to where Conan's going to probably bring in Homicide.
Yep.
And I'm not really sure who else, but it's looking like it's going to go that type of a way. LAX isn't 100% behind Kingston, so we got to keep on watching Impact to see if they fully get behind Kingston because they show love to Conan still, of course.
Well, I think they are because they walked out on Conan. They walked out on him.
Yeah, but in a way, but then you had what's his name say, I need to get out of here. I need to cool off. I need to take a breather or whatever. So they're still at size. They don't know what to believe. They don't know who to be behind yet. And to me, this is the most, other than maybe the whole Killer Cross thing, this is the most interesting storyline that they have right now. Kingston plays the boss perfectly. I'm curious to see if they're going to go possible not triple threat, but 6-man tag. I don't know if Conan can wrestle still, or if they're just going to do a regular tag.
I think we're going to see something when we get, if Homicide and Hernandez are both available to come back. I mean, I could see that happening. He brings back the old LAX to take on the new LAX, even if he's just managing them.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? What do you think of the LAX segment?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think this was definitely the standout moment of watching tonight. I think the LAX, interactions are getting a lot better and better with each week. I like the dynamic between Kingston and Conan. And I agree. I think Kingston is it's been a while since I've seen him, but I think he's owning up this role well. So definitely excited to see what's kind of going for that direction.
Oh, I never said Red Sox fan that WWE is not predictable. We've said that many. You obviously do not ever fucking listen to whatever I fucking say. You really do only listen to Alex. My goodness gracious. Seriously. I've said that many times on this fucking show. Like, you sound like a fool. All right, so let's do the ratings. Impact tonight. We'll go with you first, Alex. Ratings for Impact.
I will have to give this probably a 1.5 with the King segment, the LAX segment, and the Rich Swann match kind of being the standout.
Ooh, that's the worst rating Alex has ever given Impact since we've started. All right, a 1.5. Dave.
I think with the LAX segment and Rich Swann, I think that alone gives it a 1.
I thought he was going to say, and did well, and he was going to say more stuff. Okay, a 1 from Impact. Oh, wow. All right. I wanted to give it a fucking 0 just for them having Madison Rain open and fucking in Impact. But I'll give it a solid 2. I mean, I really did enjoy the Rich Swann and Trevor Lee match. I am curious to see what they do with the LAX storyline. So I'll give it a 2. I wasted 2 hours of my life I can never take back. Wow. Gee, I wouldn't go that far, but damn. Damn.
I don't mind watching wrestling on a Thursday, so okay.
That's harsh. That's harsh. Yeah, that wraps up our WWE NXT and Impact on Pop post show. But I wanted to talk about one more thing before we end the tonight's show. Don't forget, we will be live again on Saturday night. Don't forget, we are Get the Tables podcast. We are live every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays are our post shows for Raw and SmackDown. Thursdays are Impact and WWE NXT. And then Saturdays is our Shoot the Shit, where we go around the rumor mill and touch on whatever you guys feel like talking about on the show. So I saw something to wrestle with today with Bruce Pritchard and Conrad. And guess who they talked about today? They talked about the good old badass, the coward himself, The Undertaker. And thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was really good. I'm very shocked at how they played out and how they went with the badass gimmick to how they brought back The Undertaker eventually, and how I got to give The Undertaker credit, and I can't believe I'm doing this, but props to The Undertaker on him trying to at least put people over. He did it with Maven, and he did it with several other guys like Kurt Angle, John Cena, and et cetera, et cetera. So, Alex, I know you haven't seen it yet, I don't think. But Dave, oh, you did. What about your thoughts on it?
I mean, joking aside, I think Undertaker's obviously one of those characters we don't really see a lot about in terms of like documentaries, interviews, just about, kind of going behind the scenes with what they do with them. And so it's always good to hear that. And it's this podcast, I guess the big takeaway is just Taker as the badass. I mean, like you said, it's good he tried something new. I think a lot of people associate that time as a lot of downs with some good moments. Like you said, I mean, Jeff Hardy versus Taker at the ladder match at Raw is still one of my favorite matches that I've ever watched. It was a great match. It put Jeff Hardy over immensely. And Jeff did things, and yeah, it was good. And it was a good listen. I'd like to hear more, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker Raw match. If you guys don't remember, ladder match, go look it up on the WWE Network. I would highly suggest everybody watch that match.
And just like WrestleMania 30, he put over Lesnar immensely. Oh my God, it was like a whole summer that he was feuding with Lesnar, half a year. He kept putting him over. So
yeah, yeah, it was a good episode. What about you, Dave? I know you watched it as well.
I haven't seen it yet, but one thing I'll say.
Spoiling anything for you, but it's a very good listen.
One thing I'll say about this version of The Undertaker is I thought it also, I don't know if they talked about it, I assume they did, but when he returned at that Judgment Day in the Iron Man match, I mean, man, that's one of my favorite returns ever right there. I mean, that return is freaking awesome. And when Undertaker was hardcore champion back then, I mean, man, that was just some of his best work.
Tony.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Tony. And you want to know how Sean thanks Taker for coming back in 2000? He disqualifies The Rock and cost him the title match for the Iron Man. Because he couldn't win his own Iron Man match, he had to ruin The Rock's Iron Man match. Great.
Again, I'll repeat. This guy right here beat Bret Hart in a 60-minute Iron Man match.
Actually, he didn't.
Actually, it went over 60 minutes. So just to let you guys know, just a little bit of a tidbit of more information. It went into overtime. So it's still technically an Iron Man match. And this guy right here super kicked Bret the Hitman Hart, a 6-time world champion, and beat him 1-2-3. You can watch that match on the WWE Network, free for the first month, $9.99 after. Go ahead.
Are we getting paid for it? What?
I'm just saying. If you want to watch it, I'm just saying, it's free for the month.
And in that same match, you can watch Shawn Michaels say to the referee, "Get that piece of shit out of my ring," after he won.
There you go. And was he lying? I mean,
for the Bret Hart,
could have been more. Yeah, I mean, could have been a little more respectful to the guy who just put him over.
Yeah. It is what it is. But hey, good episode. I would highly suggest everybody go listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Really important question. When you're alone, do you ever recreate Shawn Michaels' WrestleMania entrance? Since you already got the Funko, do you have him going down a ripcord in your bed?
Oh man, I should though. I need to buy a little mini wrestling ring, man, and then we can get talking.
Hey, all this praise on Shawn Michaels. I'm just gonna say one thing: Chris Candido.
Hey, I'm just gonna say, when y'all hate on Shawn Michaels, but every wrestler praises him, so that just means something's wrong with you. That's all I gotta say about that. So Saturday we will be back touching on everything, the Brock rumors, more on the NXT stuff, possibly going to TV. We'll be touching on everything wrestling related. I think given Alex will have some New Japan Pro Wrestling news. It'll only be a 60-second.
Yes.
So I hope you're ready for that, Red Sox fan.
Thank you. For time.
After talk to Tommy Rich today on his show, I got an "I love you" from Tom. Look at you, Jody Mania. I keep getting notifications from the after show. I just never come in there. Great show as always. Thank you, Budweiser. Appreciate that. So, yeah, we made it under an hour and a half. Sorry for the shitting on Impact. We haven't done that in quite some time. But hey, man, Impact wasn't that great tonight, and I don't think anybody can disagree fully with that. I mean, you could probably thought it was a solid show. Sure, I can't really hate on you too much, but I thought it just wasn't that great. Saturday, we will be live at 10:30 Eastern. So be what, about 7:30 Pacific time? Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
I was saying in the cutaway they did their Impact match of the week or GWN match of the week was so stupid to watch. It's just like, oh my god. I think this show was just put together 3 or 4 matches on their actual show, and then that was it. And it was kind of a throwaway show, and it really was. I mean, mostly to build up their pay-per-view, which they did. I mean, they got 2 more matches added to the Slammiversary. Get the hair versus hair match and that fatal 4-way the Bone Soldier's going to win. And, yeah, I mean...
You forget that Slammiversary is just around the corner. So... 10:30, I'll be there. I'm going to the beach for the day, but I'll be back by 10. Well, appreciate that. I think it's next month.
Yep.
What?
Slammiversary?
Yeah, July 22nd.
Okay. I thought it was the 16th for someone, so I was a week off. All right, so it's 22nd. So we will be doing a live post show of Slammiversary, believe it or not, everybody. Probably will be without Alex, unfortunately, but Dave and I will be live.
Sunday night? It's a Sunday night, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then the weekend before we have Extreme Rules, so we got 2 weekends of pay-per-view.
Be ready, folks, because we will be ready. So that means back-to-back weekends.
Yep.
Saturday and Sunday night shows. So I hope everybody will be ready for that. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to compare pay-per-views. The Impact's pay-per-view versus Extreme Rules.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it on in a couple of weeks, next month in July, and we'll be back again with you guys on Saturday. So we hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Tomorrow's Friday. Hope everybody has a great Friday. It's payday for a lot of people, and the end of the week for a lot of people. So let's end Friday and jump into the weekend with a bang. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on Saturday night show. We had over 1,700 viewers tonight. Thank you for Jeffrey Cross, Red Sox fan, Jared England, Bob Aruski, Mr. Budweiser, Peckenrod, that's a bot, Jody Mania. We had a couple of other people, and then I'll ignore it and shit on Impact. Oh, that's a fucking bot. That was probably Red Sox fan saying.
No, that was me.
No, that was you. So, thank you all for joining us. Go ahead.
We actually have 3 straight weekends of wrestling.
What?
The New Japan show is the 7th of July, right?
The G1 USA one, right?
Yep, and then the 15th is Extreme Rules, and then the 22nd is Slammiversary.
Oh, wow. Holy.
Oh man.
Holy cannoli.
Yeah. No, actually, G1. The G1 is this weekend. Holy shit.
Oh, whoa.
It's Friday. I mean, Sunday.
So what's on the 7th at? Oh, that's that show on Access?
Yeah, the Cow Palace thing, I think.
Wait, hold up. Wait. The one in the Cow Palace is this weekend?
No, the G1 special in US and the USA. I'm pretty sure. I'll know for sure Saturday. No. Okay, Dave, you're right. It's the 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was in July. Okay, all right. Because I was gonna say, yeah. All right. Because we're gonna review that show. So all right.
Shit.
Well, I know I'm watching it, so I would love for all of us. We could do that. So maybe that Saturday, instead of doing the show, the normal show, we just all watch that show, and then we come on and talk about it afterwards.
Mr. Alex, let's do it. We'll do it. And then we're just going to do it just for you, Red Sox fan.
Yes.
Yeah,
really quick. Red Sox fan, it's only going to be a 30-second show on New Japan, then we're going to go to WE.
Yep. So I hope you're ready for that, Red Sox fan. So thank you, everybody, again. Saturday night, we will be live again talking about everything. So if you have any things you guys want to talk about, any ideas for the show, hit us up on Twitter Thank you again, everybody, for the follows, the shares on Twitter and on Periscope. Again, I'm sorry for not saying hello to you guys when you jumped in on the show. Periscope's acting up again like usual, so I had no idea who was coming in and out. So thank you guys for joining us again, and we will see you guys on Saturday. End the week with a bang because we want to see you back on Saturday. So Budweiser, enjoy Jurassic World. Everybody have a great week. And start Saturday off good and come here Saturday night, talk wrestling with us. See y'all, everybody.